some of you probably already noticed, I like to dive into the deep end really fast, but I'm not a strong swimmer. So I went with universal laws of love, and I tried to make it as simple and basic as I could so I can be quick.
So we're not going to talk about Kant.
No,
Good.
there will be no references to Kant today. But I do have a philosophical way of looking at things, so I tried to make it simple and basic. But the goal is, and I will expand on this and fine-tune it later, but I want to help build empathy and intimacy among people by understanding love a little bit better. Because we're inundated with the idea of love in movies and media, and let's get a little deeper with it. So first, the first law is expressing and receiving love. It's a need that most humans have. I put most humans because psychopaths and some sociopaths have difficulty experiencing this emotion. So what they do a lot of times is they will model, they'll observe people that have these characteristics, and they will model them very well. They get very adept at it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they need it. They just know in order to fit in, they need it. And then my other one is appreciating that most people have the same need to connect. And the more we can appreciate that everybody has this need, basically, then it makes us a little more forgiving with ourselves when we feel like we're in need and we're in want, I should say. And then this need can fluctuate depending on each individual and the circumstance they find themselves in. Like some people, like when I was ending my divorce, I had no need for love whatsoever. I was good. Love and fear are the two most powerful emotions, and people like to put hate on the other end of the spectrum of love, where I think apathy would be more appropriate. But fear is also closely tied in to love. And you're going to feel in a relationship with someone else, love and fear, there's more of a dance between love and fear than there is hate or apathy. And that's usually because something from our childhood, we've developed some idea or concept, and we bring that into our present somehow, which makes us fearful that something bad is going to happen or we're not going to have a need fulfilled somehow. So the deeper the relationship is, the more this extreme this dance can go between two people, and that's where you see really dramatic relationships. Also, expectations are dangerous. Expectations are good when you have boundaries and you're using them to keep your boundaries set. You know your own limitations, but there are unhealthy expectations that you might put on someone else. Maybe your idea of what you expect from them in a relationship. Understanding and practicing intimacy takes one to deeper levels of love. Intimacy is not purely physical. It's the act of connecting with someone so deeply you feel like you can see into their soul. I like that. I like the idea of a lot of people feel that intimacy is a sexual thing. You're truly being intimate with someone when you're having sex, but some people actually use sex as a way to avoid being truly intimate. So if I challenge anyone who maybe uses physical intimacy as a way to avoid emotional intimacy, or maybe see if it is a tool you've been using. Practice emotional intimacy in maybe a safe environment, whatever safe means to you, like trusting a friend with something you haven't confided in them, or something to that extent. Opening yourself up to a new level of vulnerability as opposed to just being naked with somebody. Let your soul be naked, right? Love has multiple meanings and expressions. I put this, it's hard to see on this slideshow, but the Greeks had different words for love, eros being I'm obsessed with different words for love. I have this as little, actually, because I have a thing for love. I'm trying to make it healthy. It didn't used to be. Always a word. I'm a spectrum. Aren't we all? Eros is the kind of like lusty love. It's passion, and it's very self-identified. So when you're feeling eros, you're not really as concerned about what you can do for someone else as much as you are what you're going to get out of this. Okay? And then storge I like because it's a family, it's more of a familial love. You're going to experience storge when you have your parents, children, stuff like that. And I also like agape is the altruistic love where you love your neighbor as yourself, or love thy enemy. That's what agape is. Just having a general love and compassion for your neighbor doesn't necessarily mean you love them. And then the philia is a friendship love. I like that too. And I really like self-love, which is, what, Philautia, I think? Philautia. And in relationships, just to give an example of how these can play out, maybe you meet somebody and you become friends with them, so you're feeling the philia. First you have an agape because you don't really know them, and then it builds into philia. And then maybe you have the eros in there because you want to explore something more with them. And then maybe you want to start a family with them, and the storge can come in there. That's how you can feel more than just one of these love in a relationship. Love is constantly in motion. With so many types of love, there is a constant rhythm to different loves and the way you can experience it. So I had this meditation idea or visualization where you can sit back and relax and go within to one relationship that you have. The first one that comes to your mind, and don't avoid it, whether it's good or bad, don't label it, but just experience it and notice what happens in your body when you think about this one relationship. And know that whatever you experience, even just a thought of a person or a dynamic you have with other people, is going to affect the rhythm of your body. Because it's going to release hormones and chemicals that go into your body, and your body responds to that. So that's why we get goosebumps and tingles. Your body's constantly going to be fluctuating. You think about a different relationship that's maybe the opposite end of that spectrum, your body might feel differently. So explore what that means for you, and that's going to clue you in to how healthy a relationship is for you also. How can you demonstrate different types of healthy love today? I thought that was just cute. And that's it.
Oh.